Hello
Rah.
and welcome to the SnuggleBear podcast with Jitsy Dubs and William, or Sharpwing, or
This
Pinky
is
Pony.
the Monato's penis.
Okay, penis.
Oh
Yes,
god.
that's a lovely start to it.
I saw
Alright.
a great animation. Wonderful.
As of recording this, I haven't put up the third episode of the SnuggleBear podcast, but I'm still working on it.
She was sick, people. Cut her some slack.
I was not feeling well. It was not fun.
It wasn't fun. We won't go into detail of explaining what happened, but still.
Yeah. I exhausted all of our previously listed topics that I had been putting together since the beginning. So we've got some 6 topics that Sharpwing mainly came up with.
Yeah!
Hitting the random number generator, we came up with number 6, which is why I hate Equestria Girls.
This is mainly for her. So, Sarah, why don't you hate the Equestria Girls? I tried to sound like a German psychiatrist.
German psychologist. That's just what I need. A guy in a red chair telling me how I feel.
And how does that make you feel?
Like I'm going to shove my cock down your throat. Now let's move on.
Oh no, not the schnitzel.
The schnitzel?
I'm allowed to do that. I have German heritage, goddammit.
Yeah, okay. All right. Have you ever seen High School Musical?
Yes.
Have you
So
ever been bullied in
transparent.
high school?
Yes.
Do you hate high school?
Not necessarily.
I do.
Ah.
High school is where I was made fun of just the most monotonous fucking things. Just nitpicking every last little fucking thing that was wrong with me. Oh, I was transgendered. Oh, I'm gay or something. Oh, you're a faggot.
You kidding me? Anymore, the internet's like a giant high school, Sarah, so I know exactly how
It's
you
a bit
feel.
worse than the internet sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's kind of lovely when a Russian chick beats you over the head with a metal canteen and says, "Whoops."
Go back to the homeland and drink vodka.
Oh, she would say that too.
Dumb
Oh, and she got
communist
pissed at me because she beat a
bitch.
coconut over my head and she couldn't eat it anymore because my hair got into it.
Oh, that communist bitch. I know
Uh-huh.
I'm just assuming she's communist, but communism is shitty anyway.
She supports communism, but fuck it.
If you support getting your ass raped by the government, by all means.
By all means.
Go ahead and be Stalin's bitch.
And then High School Musical I saw while I was in junior high school. It made me all excited for normal high school. There were going to be random people singing for no apparent fucking reason. And all of this stuff. People getting french fries between their tits. That is a scene from the first High School Musical.
High School Musical, oh god. It was so transparent too because it was very unrealistic to actual high school.
That and they were all so old that they shouldn't have even been in high school.
Yeah.
Zac Efron, I only like him in 17 again. Beyond that, he's a fucking tool.
Yep. He's a fucking tool.
I would so very much prefer Leonardo DiCaprio, because at least then that would be a face I'd like to have looking down at me while it plows me.
I'm conflicted about playing basketball because I just want to sing and dance.
I'm conflicted about my feelings. Everybody has to tell about their feelings. Guy, you're ruining everything. Stop making
I
people
should
tell each
sing
other about their
how
feelings.
depressed I feel.
But yes, actually going into high school, it made it so that the media portrayal of high school was kind of a complete lie.
Yeah. It's just like they had one musical number, The Fabulous, that is my simple request. It's basically a song of a blonde bitch describing how she is a greedy blonde bitch.
Yes. And then we go into Equestria Girls. I automatically associate it with High School Musical the moment she steps through that fucking mirror.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off at that by the time I got to the end of the movie, I was just like, I fucking hate this. If I know, I just it feels like complete bullshit,
yeah.
completely stabbing the back of everything I loved in life. My Little Pony, High School Music, Well, not High School Musical. Hate High School Musical.
You almost said you liked High School Musical.
I know. I'm pissed off. I can't think straight. And then there are people saying they're going to turn my models into Equestria Girl characters and then not share them with me because I already told them if they make them, I'm going to portray their violent suicides over and over again. I hate it.
I guess they just don't appreciate the fact that the models they make will be killed repeatedly. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they just don't appreciate that when they do something without my permission, I get angry about it. I get pissy.
It's not about
and
permission, it's about what they can innovate and create. That's what their
guess.
mind attribute is set to. Whatever they can innovate, create, hop aboard, get their models noticed, they'll do it.
And do you want to know why I don't want to have a humanoid avatar of any description in Source Filmmaker or Garrysmod or anything like that?
You hate people?
No, it's because Cameron made one specifically for me and specifically so that he could do things to that character.
Oh, God.
He portrayed myself and him standing at the grave of my girlfriend.
Ooh.
So, yeah. I'm just a teensy bit against it.
Teensy?
I'm being sarcastic.
Obviously.
Let's move on to the next topic before I have an aneurysm.
Okay.
All right,
we got
1
that
through
covered.
5.
Now please stop asking her that question.
Thank you. Sites demanding
And-
first and last names.
Oh, God.
You're going to have to explain this to me because you're the one who came up with it.
Like, I have a problem with sites demanding first and last names because, on top of everything, the most powerful and meaningful thing about the internet is anonymity. And if you are... Yeah. Anonymity.
It's a fucking hard word.
Anonymity. It's... Yeah. But the problem with this is people want to remain anonymous on the internet. Basically, these sites are starting to force them to give away their actual identity and stuff, and in some cases put them in potential risk. Because if people know your actual name, they know one more thing about you to try and find you in real life. And I find this problematic because I always think that using your real name on the internet should be a choice, not just a straight-out demand that these sites give you. Which is why I'm strongly against Google+, just because they force you to have two-worded names because they expect it to be your first and last name.
I put Ditsy Dubs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they
but
can go fuck
that
themselves.
works for you. That works for you. But if I did something like that, it would look stupid.
Sharp Wing.
Sharp Wing. Why not just Sharp Wing? One word. Ta-da. Much easier.
Oh, because that's not your real name. That's not a name.
It's not my real name. It's not a name. Why should it have to be a fucking name? Who cares, Google+? Who cares?
Actually, right now with Google+, they do have it that for your YouTube channel that you can, after having it for 30 days, you can define the actual name of it.
Yeah, after 30 days.
Such as having a custom URL.
After 30 days, after people, like, already knowing your actual name, sure, why the fuck not? You know, I don't have a problem with that at all. No, obviously I have a huge problem with that because that's just linguistically stupid.
Well, there is one advantage to this. You could be Adolf Hitler and Jesus Christ running around calling people faggot.
Which is probably what people decide to do. Good job. Good job, Google+. Saving the world. One two-worded name at a time.
Hitler.
Hitler going around.
That reminds me.
You are das faggot.
There was one time in Garrysmod in which I was playing Trouble in Terrorist Town with my girlfriend at the time. And it progressed through insanity until Adolf Hitler and Anne Frank double raped my character's dead body.
Oh, God.
Apparently I got DP'd by Anne Frank and Adolf Hitler.
Fantastic. Where was George Washington?
I was crying during it, but looking back, it's kind of funny.
Where was George Washington?
I don't know. George Washington was probably fucking some other person.
He would have loved to chop down that cherry tree.
Oh, God.
He would have loved not to tell that lie.
The lie-telling thing and
I
truth.
could go on all day.
Honest Abe. I'll just say that.
Abe. Honest
You're
Abe.
thinking of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. But no, George Washington was the first person in presidential myths that basically said, I cannot tell a lie.
Did he?
Yeah.
It
was first George Washington, the story about the cherry tree, which I don't think was an actual realistic story. I think it's something people made up just to make George Washington look like an extremely noble individual. But regardless of whether that was a myth or reality, George Washington was still partially a noble individual because he was the general of, well, basically the revolution for the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He says, I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah. I do my homework.
And then there's next to it is a Photoshop picture of Barack Obama's Pinocchio.
I understand why.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I'm not sorry, President Obama. Fix the economy. No, I'm kidding.
Well, actually, it would have to be more than one person to fix the economy.
If he can administer his plans under executive order, he could plan to fix the economy under executive order, even if he makes it worse.
I don't know.
Use executive order for the right things, damn it. I mean, if people are really going to be stupid enough just to let you demand executive order, then fine, but do something useful with it. So that's past the whole two names attribute. Basically summing it up, I think it's stupid. I think it should be a choice. And I think legitimately a lot of these sites are being huge dickhead assholes by not giving people that choice.
My favorite thing about Google Plus is somebody put fuck Google Plus as their two names.
Yeah, and Google Plus allowed it.
Yeah.
Shows how smart they are. And you know what? A lot of people bitch about the fact of having Google Plus because it's required you have Google Plus to have a YouTube. So, quite literally, Google wanted more publicity for their Google Plus site. So rather than, hey, advertise it, make it look like such a great thing, they wanted to force it on everybody.
Yeah, essentially. How else would they make it more marketable than Facebook?
Fucking pricks. And guess what? It's still not more marketable than Facebook. It's still not.
I wonder if people are going to be upset that I'm never ever going to make a Facebook for this podcast.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Oh, they'll be upset. Be upset, people.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? I'm going to piss all the viewers off. I will never make a Facebook for my YouTube channel, you lowly plebs. I am being a massive dick right now. Fuck your hopes. Fuck your dreams. I am not making a Facebook.
Well, just suck my dick. Just suck my dick. It's okay.
Obviously, I'm just kidding, but no, ladies and gentlemen, I won't make a Facebook.
What makes you
I am
think
not
I'm
an
kidding?
asshole. I am not a pretentious piece of shit. I am being nice about this. I will not make a Facebook because I don't like Facebook. I just
Facebook banned me for being too active.
I heard the story about how Mark Zuckerberg became famous. I don't like Facebook for two reasons. I hate the social site, all the gossip and bullshit that goes around it, and ultimately, I think Mark Zuckerberg's a giant dick face.
Dick face.
Yeah, I hate Mark Zuckerberg. I just do because of what he had to do to frickin' accomplish his millions. He ruined his own damn life, betrayed his own damn friends, fucked his own damn girlfriend over. Basically did a bunch of shit that's none of my business, but I do think he's an asshole for it.
Yeah.
I think Mark Zuckerberg is an asshole. He is.
I also dislike Twitter.
But yeah, two reasons. I don't like the social status updates, like what Facebook revolves around. I think they're
play Farmville, play Farmville, play Farmville, play Farmville, play Farmville.
Yeah. Over and over and over again. One reason
your friends are inviting
Facebook.
you to play Farmville. Don't you want to play Farmville? Play Farmville, you fucking plebeian.
Yeah. Or your friends are posting your personal information all over Facebook. You don't have the right to take that down or demand it be taken down.
Hey guys, my friend lives here.
Yeah, that's totally not going to set a white flag for rape.
Rape, violence, murder.
I surrender. Come get my asshole, people.
Okay.
Here they come.
Shh. Shh, if I take it first, nobody can rape you.
No thanks.
Okay.
I think you'd hurt more.
Yeah, I might.
I-
Just a
I- I
newsflash,
could-
everybody.
I could
I have
a- I
a
could-
massive cock.
I could ask you to be gentle, but it'd probably still hurt worse than somebody going in
With
hard.
enough preparation, it won't hurt.
Preparation H.
Preparation H. Lots of lubrication and stretchy stretch.
It feels good on the whole.
Yes.
This is fucking
It'll only hurt
disgusting
for the
and
first
crude.
15 minutes.
Like, this is crude. I wonder how many people are still listening.
Probably none of them.
Alright, on to the next question.
Alright, so the next one is unlawful arrests and detainments.
I got a problem with this because naturally a police officer's job is not just to enforce the laws but to enforce the Constitution. And like, okay, basically there were some people open carrying, speaking out for their right to have guns and stuff. And naturally people felt threatened by that because they were open carrying fucking loaded rifles. Now while
Yeah,
that
they're
might
doing
be
that a lot in Texas.
while that might be stupid, they were not committing any legitimate crimes, and
They
were
just
being,
they essentially
they were
had a
being-
sign on them that says, "Do not fuck with me."
yeah, and that's problematic because the police, some of them were arrested, some of them were unlawfully detained. They don't have to identify themselves or anything unless they're suspected of committing a crime, which they were not.
Yeah.
So
The only crime they
I
were
hate to
committing was
admit
holding
this.
a weapon in public.
I hate to admit this because let's be honest, going around with a loaded rifle is a fucking dumbass move regardless.
Is it? Well, think about it. Who's going to hurt you?
I'm not calling him back. I don't want to call him back.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry, can you edit that out maybe?
Maybe.
I don't want to call him back. He just made a freaking bet against me and I'm pissed off at him about that.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
edit this out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, this is supposed to be re-recorded all at once with minimal editing on the audio just to preserve everything that we're doing at the time because it's meant to be live-ish.
Please, audience members, don't ask about that. I'm not going to tell you. That's my personal business.
There you go.
Please, don't.
That's all you have to say. But
Yeah.
anyways, if somebody's holding a rifle in public, who is going to fuck with them? Tell me who.
Not a lot of people, but fucking... Then a lot of people feel threatened because they're carrying, like, an unusual weapon. Like,
And?
that's a stupid reason, but it's just common sense. It's like saying if you don't want the police called on you, don't give people a reason to fear you.
Well,
And, you know, I don't agree with it, but it's just common sense that, you know, you carry a rifle down the street, somebody probably is going to call the fucking police out.
well, that's okay.
Out of worry.
If you're not
out of
wielding it
worry.
around, you're not being a threat.
It is the police's job to respond to that distress call,
Yes.
regardless of whether any crime is committed or not. So the police shouldn't be blamed for stopping you and asking you some questions, but they can ask you for your ID. It's a fuckfest of problems because the police know they're supposed to enforce the Constitution. But how the fuck are they supposed to answer the call and make sure nothing's wrong if the people won't cooperate with them, not at least 1%? It makes me feel kind of sorry for the police, and at the same time, the people that are unintentionally having their constitutional rights violated. It's a two-sided thing. It's like, on one hand, these police are just trying to do their jobs. They've got a lot better things to do than worry about you hauling around a rifle, but they have to respond to it because somebody called the police. They got to stop you, make sure you're not doing anything illegal. If you're not, that's it.
I think it's kind of funny just because I've seen some pictures of this stuff, mainly from Texas, and there's a woman pushing a stroller while having this M16 hanging at her shoulder like a purse.
But then I've got a problem with some police because basically, like, just because he was carrying around a rifle, they stopped him. Like, one person was talking at him calmly. He looks to his side, and there's, like, someone pointing a freaking shotgun at him, even though he has no potential for committing a crime. And, like, they're freaking worried about him shooting them when they've got a loaded gun pointed at him. And what? He's just carrying that strapped on his shoulder. Don't make any movements toward the gun or I'll shoot you in the head. Why the hell would a police officer say that to a pedestrian?
Oh, quite simple.
That's grounds for a lawsuit. That's a threat.
That is a threat.
Yeah.
You could argue it's an unnecessary threat, or it's a threat to keep a threat from arising from this potentially threatening person.
But the thing that's stupid, already when they knew he was no longer a potential threat, when they knew he was just open carrying, they still had the damn guns and tasers and shit pointed at him. There, I believe, was unlawful, because they needed to put their freaking guns down or something was going to escalate. He didn't have his gun up. He didn't have it ready to shoot anybody. Nothing needed to escalate. And they still continued like they were hot shit, pointing their guns and tasers at him. Not to mention, he didn't consent to any kind of unlawful search or seizure. And they just grabbed his gun off of him, unloaded it, and strewed his bullets all over the ground. And then, like, he was just going to leave. You know, they couldn't arrest him or anything because that was unfair. And he was just going to leave for his car. But he was pissed off that what the police had done was conducted very illy, so he went up to the car and tried to get the tag number, which they then come up with the excuse that the people like that own the property don't want him on there. They throw him off. He's walking down the sidewalk towards his car. Then they get on their freaking speakers and they basically say, "Do not approach the property," this and that. He's just trying to get to his car and get out of there like they want him to.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's headed towards his car and they arrest him for that.
Because he was leaving.
Because he was leaving. That's what he was arrested for. And they made up like some bullshit that he was resisting arrest and stuff like that. He lets them arrest him. He bitches about it because he's got the right to. He bitches about it slightly because his constitutional rights are being violated. He's being arrested under no allegable crime. Suspicion is not a crime.
Well, who are people going to believe? The police or him?
Yeah, exactly. And these police were just straight up assholes to him, and he had it recorded and everything. He posted on YouTube, and there's huge controversy behind it because they're basically calling him an asshole for open carrying. But, like, most people are on his side calling the police assholes for arresting him when he didn't commit any crime.
Dirty cops?
Really, dirty cops. I believe it's dirty cops. I believe it's just them slowing their power around, acting like they got a dick. Because clearly, when they realized he wasn't a threat, they still treated him like one.
Please, officers, just whip it out, put it on the table. I guarantee mine's bigger than yours. And I'm a girl.
And this is why I open carry. Now, if I were an irrational open carry individual, I would have shot you for trying to arrest me. This is what I would have thought this guy would have said. Yeah, yeah. You're trying to arrest me, violate my constitutional rights. You're making me feel like I'm in danger. I could just whip my gun out and shoot you at any given point.
And have just cause for doing it.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't see that. They'd see it as a police
No, you
death.
can't, because we're the cops and we got the power and we can hold around guns because we got the right to. That's not the way the Second Amendment works, people. And the Fourth Amendment.
I thought it was kind of funny that in New York.
First off, if you're just carrying a gun, like I'm just saying this to audience members, if you're just carrying a gun and you don't have any potential to use it, you don't look like you're going to use it, you don't look like you're going to hurt anybody, they don't have a right to stop you, detain you, search you for an ID, anything like that. They do not have the right to do that. And they need to straight up be reminded that they don't have the right to do that. On top of that, if they try and do that, I would always have a camera on me as a precaution because they're usually not willing to fuck with you if they know their actions are going to be caught on footage because that means they lose their job.
Yeah.
Misconduct.
What I find interesting, I have two things I find interesting, actually. In New York, there was a man who played his guitar in the subway, which it's illegal to do that if he's being paid for it. He has nothing to even take money for it. He's just playing his music in a public place. And police officers try to stop him, and they start reciting the law that actually lets him do it, and they arrest him after reciting that.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy stayed in jail for a really long time.
The New York police are just stupid.
Like, police chief was probably just like, you fucking dumbasses.
Yeah. And then some police forces that they made it so that every last one of them have a body cam on at all times. Incidents went down to 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with police. I just have a problem with stupid police that aren't doing their job properly.
Yeah. I don't hate
mean,
you for your race, your job, your
like,
anything. I just hate stupid people.
Yeah. But you can't arrest someone for being stupid. You can arrest someone for being stupid and breaking the law as a result, but you just can't arrest them for being stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Wanna move
cops.
on to the next topic?
Sorry, cops. You can't arrest someone for being stupid. You gotta arrest them for breaking the law. Otherwise, we all start getting arrested, regardless.
This is actually a topic I can talk a lot about.
Yeah.
The concept of winning being the only thing that matters when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
I can give one big example on my end that I know very well. Dark Souls 2 Havel Monster bullshit.
You were just like recently doing that, weren't you?
I was screaming at these people. You even heard me. I left the game 3 times to avoid fighting one of the Havel monsters. And for those of you who don't play Dark Souls 2, Havel monsters are just guys who wear the best armor in the game and then do nothing with it. Just, they have it for the unnecessary protection, then they just pull out a dagger or some shit and just start stabbing at you over and over again while their infinite poise doesn't let you knock them down or stop their onslaught.
Yeah,
then they cover themselves in great magic barrier, which makes them impossible to kill with magic.
Yeah, one thing I've learned to understand about these games where you have to fight other people is, you know, make winning at least a fair concept with your games. Don't give people some kind of open-pledged right to wave their abilities around like a dick.
And don't even get me started about phantom range. Fucking cock shit.
I mean, obviously, like, when I think about, like, somebody freaking using something really cheap to win a fight in a game, I just think they're compensating for something.
Their penis is secretly 3.5 inches long, hard.
I was just gonna say 2 inches, but okay.
3.5 inches is 2 inches below the global average.
And then 2 inches is, like, worse.
Yes, it is. And when they're flaccid, it's just inverted.
Oh, God. The inverted penis.
The inverted penis. Hey guys, I'm fat ass. My penis is so small it's inverted.
But one major thing, like, it's not just with video games, it's like with the concept of winning anything. Football. Sometimes I think school football goes way too far with what the meaning of winning is.
Schools generally go too far with that meaning.
It goes to the point that these other kids from this other school are basically encouraged by their coaches to break the other player's leg on purpose. To take pride in that notion. That is monstrous beyond compare. And the worst part is the people rooting for their team fucking know it was done intentionally and they're proud of it. They cheer it. They treat it like it's some kind of thing to be tolerated.
They only care about the winning condition.
Yeah, they only care about the winning condition. Does that mean if, like, some football player on their team pulled out a gun and started shooting the other players to win, they'd be okay with it?
I guess.
That might as well be what it is. That might as well be what it is, because they go to the points of giving each other aneurysms, concussions, freaking breaking each other's legs, kicking each other in the fucking ball sack anymore.
I think this is a great organization, and I'm willing to do all my best.
Oh my God, I'm proud of Miami State for fucking breaking that kid's leg. We won the game.
And I promise to break everybody's legs and do steroids so that I can always win.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's always more to a game than just winning. There's no point in playing the game if you don't even like the game.
Or if you like the game and all you care about is winning. That sucks.
Yeah. You can't like the game. You can't just play the game to play it.
Yeah, apparently. And if you don't play it,
you had Michael Jordan, LeBron James. All these individuals originally just played the game because they enjoyed playing it.
Oh, hey,
like,
Will.
Yeah, maybe they had dreams of becoming an NBA superstar, but it was because they loved playing basketball.
Hey, Willie.
What?
Did you know at one point I considered being a part of an MLG team?
Really? You mean the guys that wave their cocks around and advertise Monster Energy and Doritos?
Yeah. Well, at the time I actually had some decent talent in the idea. If you were to see me when I was playing the old Halo games, there were some times where I would carry the entire team, winning 30 points on my side, just out of my kills, no deaths. 30 out of 50 to win a match.
Yeah?
Just on my kills alone, if nobody got anything else, well, would have won.
Well, the major point about Major League Gaming is that, like, there are massive gaming tournaments that you can go on to, and you can actually win money. So it treats itself like its own kind of nerd sport. Kind of like esports, but there is, like, MLG stuff for, like, normal games, like fictional games like Halo and Call of Duty and stuff. You can make money. You can make money for playing in massive tournaments with that.
Absolutely.
And, you
can make thousands just for sitting on your ass beating everybody at a video game.
But hey, you're fucking doing something.
Yeah, you are.
It requires hand and eye coordination to be good at a video game, so you had to have gotten that skill somewhere.
Of course.
And hand and eye coordination is actually extremely useful in the work field. My dad is basically, like, he works in die casting. And he established video games, when you play them to enhance hand and eye coordination, are not a fucking waste of time at all.
Yes. Do you want to know why I stopped considering being a part of an MLG team?
Yeah? Why?
The teammates I would have been with, they started to hate me.
Oh! Yeah.
One of them was my old roommate. You remember my stories about him?
Yeah, I think you thought he was a giant douche or something.
No, he is a douche, completely. The only reason he was my friend is essentially because he was able to assert his dominance over me. I wouldn't fight him.
He was basically just a fucking bully then.
Yeah, pretty much. Hell, it went so far as I made him into my roommate in college.
God.
During high school, I lost all interest of playing anything for competition because when he was playing, everything was about winning. That was it. If you were not about going for the win and only the win, then you were a noob.
Son of a fucking bitch, dick, prick, ass, penis.
Everything trying to...
I fucking loathe those people, Sarah. I am quite literally cruel towards their existing individualism because they are so unusually inhumane. They are pieces of shit dangling at the bottom of the earth's ass crack that I wish would just fall off and be wiped out of existence with a single flush. I hate them.
Yes. But anyways.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
I just have a hating passion for those people.
A passionate anger. All right.
Yes.
I lost all interest in trying to play games competitively. For one, there was no more fun in it. I stopped practicing because playing it just made me very upset. Well, again, because as I played, there were all these people pressuring me to do my best and humiliating me every time I died in the game.
Yeah, the point to trying to get someone to do their best isn't pressuring, it's encouragement. You have to make them feel like they're the best. You have to make them feel like they have that potential to rise above and against. And, like, the professional NBA athletes and stuff, a lot of the original ones were ones that were always encouraged to do better for themselves. Yes. Always given that motivation, always given that strength, that belief that they were the greatest. One common example would be Muhammad Ali. Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He had huge pride in himself, but he was still an extremely selfless individual. But
yes, I did hear something about him. After being refused an autograph by somebody he valued as a idol, I suppose? That is the word, right? Yep, idol. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was refused, he vowed that if he ever became famous, he would never refuse an autograph. A promise he kept till the day he died.
Yeah, and it wasn't like... He didn't have an ego. The reason he loved his fans was because they were dreamers like he was.
They supported him.
They supported him. They gave him heart. They gave him love. He didn't have any reason to turn them down or make them feel like they mattered.
And then you come over to me and the friends I've had throughout my life that were face-to-face. Face-to-face friends are complete fucking douchebags, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm not a very popular Garrysmodder, but I have people that come up to me and like, hey, you're Pinky Pony 55, I enjoy your Gmod videos, and I don't just say, go away, I don't want that kind of praise. It's like, no, I appreciate that, because honestly,
Yeah.
I don't get that kind of shit in reality. I don't get that. I don't get that kind of respect or that kind of idolism that I wish I could have. You know, I'm not an egotistical individual, but I basically say, what reason do I have to belittle these people when they support me? What reason do I have to insult them or treat them like numbers on a wall or dollar signs, really? That's not all they are. They're people, they're dreamers like me. They look up to somebody, they want someone to feel inspired by. Who am I to deny them that?
I don't know.
They just want someone to feel inspired by. And the most important lesson people that have inspired people have taught them is that they are still fucking human.
Yes, and back to my part of the topic so that I can wrap it up.
Yeah.
I completely gave up playing games competitively after playing League of Legends with my old team. After a while, I stopped playing that game too. Mainly because League of Legends community is so fucking poisonous.
Oh, they are huge dicks. But I love the League of Legends game because when
the
I
game
play
is fun.
I always play it with my friends. And like my gaming buddies, my friends, my friends that basically go out of the way to freaking buy themselves a copy of a new game and then buy all their friends a copy of that game, and we just sit around and have a great old time complimenting one another, making each other feel better about the bad times we've had, the good times we've had. We're friends. But on top of that, like, Viral basically sat down with me and he's like, I don't consider us friends, I consider us a family because we treat each other with further respect than just companionship. We hang out with one another, we basically treat it like a reality, we work as a whole. We think separately, we work as a whole, but we do all that we do for the fun factor and for the notion that it makes us feel great. And like, to Viral, basically his gaming buddies are his family. And his actual family's his family, but it's like beyond that, it teaches the moral lesson that sometimes friends can be more than just friends, depending on how far they go to support you or make you feel better about yourself.
I can appreciate a friend who encourages his friends, or even me. Mainly because I was so used to only earning the love of my friends by how good I did.
You don't earn love. You deserve it.
I know.
Because you're still a freaking human being. You earn respect.
Respect, yes.
Respect. Because respect means, you know, you won't do anything bad to me, I won't do anything bad to you. But if you cross me, it does not mean I'm going to be your bitch. That's what respect is.
Nah, you're my bitch because I love you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm a bitch bound by love, not by respect.
Yeah, my old roommate. I forget.
And it's like, I hate the fact that people
yes.
strew around the concept of love as just being between a man and a woman, when love is basically an enticement or happiness you feel towards another person that kind of makes you feel more open and compassionate about it.
Yeah.
Love applies to family, love can apply to friends, love can apply to your girlfriend, or just that great friend you haven't seen in a long time and miss a whole lot. Love applies to a lot more than just marriage and shit like that. And I hate the fact that people go to the lengths of saying love is gay. It's really not.
Yeah. Most men nowadays, especially when I was a kid, they constantly said any emotion beyond anger was gay, being a pussy, essentially.
Yeah. Really? You're a fucking pussy when you refuse to think freely for your fucking self and want to be someone else's bitch bound by their anger and their hatred for you, and you hate them equally just as much? That's supposed to be brave?
The most respect I ever got from my roommate is when I told him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That is the most respect I got out of him. He confronted me about it later and said that The only reason he had respect for me at the time is because it seemed like I had finally grown a pair, essentially. As you can see by that sentence, even though I told him that I was gender dysphoric, he still saw me as a man.
Yeah, he's a prick-ass piece of shit, but he had respect for you because you stood up for yourself. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
See, the standard is, okay, people are allowed to respect you because you stand up for yourself. That's a very courageous trait. You should be able to stand up for yourself. You should be able to be assertive. You should be able to say, fuck you, I'll think whatever I want, believe whatever I want.
Yeah, I told him to go fuck himself, essentially.
Pretty much.
When I stopped being his roommate, I told him to go fuck himself, and now every time I see him, I flip him the bird while I'm passing by.
Good.
He is a piece of shit, and he deserves nothing less from me.
Good. And he probably respects you for hating him.
Well, he doesn't tell me to stop.
No.
Which, in my book, means I can keep going.
The only thing I can, like, enjoy about these assholes is that they respect you if you hate them.
It's kind of funny that way, huh?
And they respect you if they hate them because they know they're assholes.
Want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, what is the next topic, actually?
Companies giving away personal information.
Oh my god. This falls right back into the category of, like, how the websites basically make you say both your names. But then you got, like, fucking websites that you have to give your personal information to. And later, you fucking find out all these telemarketers and people who should not have your name without your consent, without your permission, have it. And that's when you fucking learn. Those fuckers gave those people your name. Your information, your address, your phone number, all the shit they asked for. They gave it to someone else.
Schools do that too.
Yeah.
And schools, you have even less of an option to refuse information.
Yeah, that should be illegal though, because that's a violation of privacy.
Well, what do they care? You're just a random number.
Yeah. And, like, the reason I hate the school system is because they believe they have a right to violate my constitutional rights, when really, you know what the reality of it is? Schools are state-sanctioned. By any other ground statute, they are not allowed to violate my constitutional rights. Even if the fucking school rules apply to it, they are not, I repeat, not allowed to violate my constitutional rights. Especially since I myself am 18 years old, considered a legal American citizen.
If you wanted to, you could say, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
And just because I'm on their property does not mean they have the right to violate my constitutional rights. In fact, that is something illegal school systems have been doing for a long-ass time. Government programs, state programs, none of those fucking programs, I repeat, people, none of those fucking programs have the right to violate your constitutional rights.
And people wonder why schools keep getting their funding docked.
Yeah. Because they're violating people's constitutional rights. Like, you know how they say, I can't bring a device on campus or shit like that? That's because of the purpose of texting. But what if I bring a device on campus in order to record some asshole fucking with me or fucking with someone else? It's
still against the rules.
That is actually one of my amendment rights, though. I have the right to that.
You do.
I have the right to that because basically it falls under the category of freedom of speech. In order to be able to stand up for yourself or say what factually happened, you have to have evidence in a court of law. Where does that evidence come from? Recorded audio, recorded video, a witness, all those various things. And schools basically say you don't have the right to that. In fact, you're going to be suspended for breaking that rule. But guess what? You know, there have actually been some cases in the news where students went to court about that. You know who won? The students. The student. The student fucking won because the school didn't have any right to say, oh, you fucking recorded yourself being victimized. You're suspended. Your detention. You're in school suspension. It's very fucking crooked.
You're expelled.
It's very fucking crooked, and in some sense, you can rightfully hate schools because they have a totalitarian outlook on how they educate you.
Oh, that reminds me. I remember a story I was told by an old friend of mine. This old friend, I can't remember his name, he gave a little story about school this way based on his own personal experiences. A teacher he had during elementary school was teaching the class about democracy, telling them about how great the United States is and that the government was operated by the democracy, given by public vote. So, he tries to get the entirety of the class to vote that there wouldn't be any homework. But because he moved for this vote, the teacher said, "I'm sorry, this isn't a democracy."
Yep. That is not fair. See, the point of a school is to basically simulate the attributes of real life. But what I have seen in a school is a totalitarian control simply because we are juvenile delinquents that have no rightful control of our rights. Basically saying we would abuse our rights, flaunt them around, and because of that, they have the right to deny us our rights. To allow them power, to allow them to be the leader. And like I was basically told, I'm not the leader. I don't have the right to that power. I don't have the right to determine what rules are and aren't made. You know who does? The people. The Constitution. Because you know what
Those who are over 18.
Yeah. I am 18 exactly.
Uh-huh.
I am a legal U.S. citizen. They can't tell me what to do. If I fucking want to, I can walk out of that school and they're like threatening to call the police and suspend me and all that shit. Well, guess what? If I leave, if I don't come back, what the fuck makes them think that detention will be enforced?
Yeah, what the fuck makes them think that they can hold a legal adult in a certain location against their will?
Yeah, if I don't... The thing is, the only reason I want to be there, is because I have to graduate. But in that sense, because I have to graduate, school basically is a prison. Because if you don't go through that hell, if you don't go through those totalitarian attributes, if you don't conform and listen to whatever the fuck they want you to, and do whatever the fuck they want you to, you don't graduate. You don't.
Unfortunately, they can even say that you shouldn't graduate.
Uh-huh. When it comes down to it, schools are evil because of that. Not because of homework, not because of assignments, not because you're being forced to read. Look at the bigger picture. Schools are evil because they aim to deprive you of your rights. And that's not saying all the teachers and principals and stuff are evil. Some of them even think it's bullshit, really.
Yes.
But what's really evil is the school system, because they violate the Constitution in every ground of its breaking.
And still they wonder why their funding is gone.
Because they're assholes. They are unlawful pricks who should be in prison for the amount of times that they've basically treated these students like dogs. It's inhuman. In fact, they're quite certainly taking away inalienable rights. And in that sense, deserve to have their own damn inalienable rights taken away.
An interesting thing. Schools view kids essentially as animals.
Yeah.
Not as people, less than human, because they're not 18.
Quite certainly, a school is a fucking zoo, because everybody has their habitat in there. Everybody has the only one place they can belong, because everybody else mistreats one another because of the natural ways they've been separately taught to hate one another.
It's essentially... I could compare it to animals again. It's essentially the same as trying to make a bunch of lions get along with a bunch of zebras without having them eat each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to happen.
Lions are going to get hungry.
You need individualism. You need separation. Like, I know it's not fair to them, but they need it because they don't want to be around those assholes they don't like. In fact,
well, and we force them to.
Like, what if they basically pleaded to be separated from the people that constantly mistreat them? What if they pleaded it? Are you violating their constitutional rights if they plead to be separated?
Yes.
I don't think...
Actually, I've been in this situation that...
Technically, like, you are? But do they care? No, because they're getting what they want.
I used to have some pretty nasty bullies in elementary school, even. Holy shit. I begged teachers to let me get away from them. They actually had a law enforcement officer chase me down and capture me because I hurt one of them and ran away.
Yeah, and people wonder why schools get their funding docked, why parents are irate. They're fucking totalitarian assholes that need to stop their shit get it together and get control of the environment that needs to be fair and equal. You don't have to provide equal rights. You just need to protect equal rights. That makes you the bad guy. You the bad guy, school system. You the bad guy. Not the students. You.
And that is the only reason that I gave that I would never become a teacher.
Yeah. I don't want to become a fucking teacher. I don't want to tell people what to do.
If I were a teacher, I would get fired the first day on the job because I let the kids go.
Yeah, shouldn't it be a choice whether you're there or not?
It is in college.
Yeah, exactly.
If you attend, you get points.
College is more fair because they really don't care what the fuck you do on campus. I mean, open carry, they've got a problem with that. But
colleges, they don't care as long as you're keeping your grade point average up. That's it. They don't give a fuck what you do otherwise.
That's fair, and people think colleges are slounging assholes. Well, really, how much do they have to do when the students are already doing everything they need to do? Really?
Well, they don't do anything. They make some things mandatory just because... Well, they're helpful anyway.
It's necessary. Quite literally, one of the college I was going to basically said, oh, we only have, like, math and history and science there because it's required by law that we do that.
Do you know where those laws came from?
Basically, one of the admissions counselors basically said, hey, if you wanted to, all you'd be doing 24/7 is learning video, honing on your skills, and becoming the best damn video maker you possibly could. But apparently, unfortunately, the law says we have to make you do more.
Do you know where those laws come from?
Where do they come from?
World War I, World War II, and the Cold War.
So it brings me to question. Are we secretly being run by a totalitarian government?
Seems like it.
Because, quite literally, the Bill of Rights was made to protect us from them gaining control of us. For us to keep our individualism. That's the only reason the Bill of Rights is there. And the government is forced to enforce it because the people won't allow it to die.
Yeah,
because the people are supposed to fight for their rights, start shit, and kick government ass if they try and take their rights away. But now, because people are having everything done for them, they believe it's okay to hand their rights over to their government, thinking that there will be no backlash or repercussion for that.
And then all they do is complain. They don't act. They don't fix the problem.
They complain
about the power is
with
the people to fix the problems that the government causes.
Because quite literally, we have our strength in numbers and our strength in the fact that we should know we have inalienable rights endowed to us. Now, I understand a lot of people may find it insensitive, but the people who founded the U.S. government were Christians, so they made their constitution by a lot of Christian ideals. That does not
mean... Only the moral framework.
Only the moral framework, not the religion itself. They shouldn't be shoving Christianity down people's throats and stuff. It might be a Christian country, but Christianity was open to diversity in its origin.
Yes, and it's even in the Constitution that the government should be separate from religion.
Yeah. The Constitution should be separate from religion.
And here we have Republicans arguing shit from the Bible.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the Republicans... What? People like the Republicans more because the Democrats are doing a bunch of stupid things people don't want them to do.
Republicans nowadays, they just harshly oppose anything because the Democrats support it.
Yeah, pretty much. They don't have any standing point in on themselves.
It would be amazing if we only had one governmental party system.
Yeah.
Then you could have an idea, and it would be an idea. Rather than, it wouldn't be the Democrats or Republicans'
I know it might be messed up, but at this rate, we pretty much should have a fucking one-party system. Because these two parties are being fucking idiots amongst one another.
It's because they can't agree, and when they finally disagreed completely, the government shut down.
Yeah.
Personally, I was extremely happy the government shut down, because there were a lot of people who were not getting any money, who are not used to not getting any money.
Yeah, which meant people were going to get angry. Which meant shit was actually gonna change.
But it didn't.
Yeah, because the government didn't remain shut down long enough. And it might be messed up that I basically say government shutdown is a good thing, because really it's a bad thing.
It hurts some people.
It's a very bad thing. It hurts lots of people, actually. It really does. Because economical exchange and stuff. If the government remains shut down long enough, there's nothing to manage that. There's nothing to say what has its value and what doesn't.
The people.
Like, quite literally, yeah. And, like, the only reason there's nothing is because the people have forgotten how to fucking govern themselves.
That's what the entire fucking United States is supposed to be.
You're supposed to govern me for me.
The government system was meant to just make laws that the people would generally follow.
I have family members that I loathe because they expect everything to be handed to them, and then they basically insult the people that have moved heaven and earth to help them just because they didn't get one thing they wanted. That pisses me off heavily. I never want to be like those people. In fact, these people might be my family, and I love them, but I really hope they get what's coming to them.
Absolutely.
You know, just because you love someone.
We've got to wrap this up. We're out of time.
Basically, to sum it all up, use common sense and fucking realize that if you have everybody do something for you, you're pretty much the equivalent of their bitch.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to the SnuggleBear podcast. I'm sorry for the delays. We'll get back to the regular schedule.
Bye.
Every Saturday. Bye-bye.